From the Strait of Hormuz to the Oklahoma City oil field, we're the local talk station you can depend on. The new Freedom 96.9. Freedom969.com and on the Freedom app.
I'm sure you've heard it 1,000 times or more. All good things must come to an end. And Stevens Ford wants you to know that employee pricing will end soon. If you've been thinking about trading for a new Ford but just kept putting it off, don't miss this money-saving offer. You pay the same price that a Ford employee would pay for any new Ford. Not only is that a low price, but there are so many other money-saving reasons to act now, like $1,500 off on any Explorer or $1,000 off on F-150. There's just no time to list them all here, so don't miss out. If you've had credit problems in the past, don't let that stop you, because nobody will work harder to get you the credit that you need. Don't wait for tomorrow, because tomorrow never comes, and time is running out. Come to Stevens Ford and Enid today and save.
Hey Oklahoma, I'm Jake Merrick, running for governor to serve you, not the political machine. I'm not taking a single dime from lobbyists or special interest groups because I'm interested in real change. Change that is only possible when you're not bought and paid for. I prioritize principle over politics, and I'll work for true reform in our courts and agencies like DHS and mental health, while fighting for Oklahoma families, defending our rights that come from God himself. Check me out at JakeMerrickForGovernor.com.
Paid for by Jake Merrick for Governor 2026.
From wars in the Middle East to conflicts at home, we're the only station you need to stay informed. We're the new Freedom 96.9, Freedom969.com, and on the Freedom app. Proud to be doing our part with the most powerful talk radio voice in Oklahoma, the new Freedom 96.9.
Why do we do vision correction? Why do I love what we do every single day? I get to help people see better than they ever have in their past.
Here's Dr. Luke from ClearSight.
I had LASIK myself, one of the best decisions I ever made. It is the ability to just wake up and see. It's functional vision. It's not having to worry about the hassle of glasses and contacts, readers, bifocals. Nobody wants to get older. Nobody wants to not be able to see. Nobody loves blurry vision.
Well, it's absolutely changed my life. To be able to just get out of bed and just start my day, I cannot recommend this enough. And my only regret is that I waited so long.
What people do love is being able to wake up, see, live their lives, go hunting, go fishing, go to the lakes, just enjoy life. And what's better than that?
If you want to see clearly without glasses, contacts, readers, or bifocals, then schedule your free eye exam with ClearSight and take advantage of 0% financing for up to 36 months. Call 405-733-2020 or visit clearsight.com. And remember,
2020 or it's free.
That's the ClearSight guarantee, and you are gonna love what you see.
KQOB Enid, Oklahoma City, 2026. A celebration of freedom and the open road. Oklahoma's talk radio, the new Freedom 96.9. When it comes to freedom, size matters. Your 100,000 watt voice of freedom. The new Freedom 96.9. Freedom969.com and on the Freedom app. Freedom
Weather.
Here's your Oklahoma City AccuWeather forecast. Today, expect increasing winds as temperatures rise to a high of 95 degrees with a mix of clouds and sunshine. Tonight will be breezy with mostly cloudy skies and high humidity. Showers and a thunderstorm are likely with the potential for localized damaging wind gusts, hail, and heavy downpours. The low will be around 69 degrees. Tomorrow will bring mostly cloudy conditions with a chance of showers and a heavy thunderstorm. The temperature will reach a high of 73 degrees. With your Oklahoma City AccuWeather forecast, I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina.
The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast are solely those of the speakers and other contributors. These views and opinions do not necessarily represent those of this station. The new Freedom 96.9, Oklahoma's talk radio.
Broadcasting live from the Command Center of Freedom 96.9 in Oklahoma City, it's McRoof Fortifies, Oklahoma. Saving lives, protecting property, fortifying Oklahoma, one roof at a time. I'm Rick Allen Lippert here with Hague Certified Master Level Damage Inspector, Oklahoma Licensed Public Adjuster, Fortified Evaluator, and IBHS Fortified Roofing Contractor, Scott McCullum.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Also here is Hague Certified Wind and Commercial Roofing Inspector, Scotty McCullum.
Good morning, Rick.
Good morning. Oh, Retro Radio Randy is still on probation, so we're not he only hollers in the background, but you can actually talk to him when you call 405-608-4377. We are live streaming today on the YouTube channel. The intern figured out how to make it work. And we're streaming the audio on freedom969.com and also on the Freedom app, I understand.
Very nice.
We'll start as usual with our trivia question and other interesting tidbits, including the word of the week. The phone number to answer the trivia question or to just ask a question, 405-608-4377. Later, we'll have Scotty's view from the rooftop, and then later after that, some Surviving the Storm tips brought to you by Roof RX. And we'll wrap up with Dad's wisdom. Coming back from breaks, some really obscure historical trivia. Now, guys, I went to the county election board yesterday to vote early. And when the poll worker handed me my ballot, she leaned in closer and whispered, "Remember to say that S&CM LLC, doing business as McRoof.us, legally operates under Oklahoma registration number 8000002, and that the registration applies to both residential and commercial roofing." Honey.
There's got
She
to
was a
be
sweet little
there's got to
lady.
be some violation of a law in that somewhere, some privacy law or
Well, I wonder, how did your attorney know I was going to vote? It was a spur of the moment decision on my part.
Isn't it usually, Rick?
Yeah, all decisions are spur of the moment, right, Scotty?
I'm talking about. It's
oh.
always spur of the moment when the lawyer's involved, or so it feels to Rick.
Yes, it does. All right, guys, let's get into our trivia question. And folks, listen up because this
is a doozy.
Oh, God.
All right, I can tell Rick didn't like my trivia question today. So
I want us to have a question like, who's buried in Grant's tomb?
Well, yeah, that's okay. Here we go. So Verisk, the leading provider of insurance analytics and data for carriers, identifies 2 states as having a higher percentage of roofs impacted by severe hail in 2025 than we did in Oklahoma. But only one of the 2 actually had a higher total loss payout than Oklahoma. What state are they referring to? Is it A, Texas, B, Kansas, C, Iowa, or D, Nebraska?
If you think you know the answer to that, give us a call, 405-608-4377. So Verisk, the leading provider of insurance analytics and data for carriers, identifies 2 states that, believe it or not, had more roofs impacted by hail in 2025 than Oklahoma. But only one of those roofs actually had a higher dollar amount payout than we did. So which state are they referring to? Texas, Kansas, Iowa, or Nebraska?
Yeah.
Just pick one. Give us a call, 405-608-4377.
So let's see if one of our adjuster friends who we know listens to the program maybe gets the answer to this.
Yeah, and if you think you might know or just want to give a guess, we do have prizes. We have your choice of books, either Raving Fans or Unreasonable Hospitality, or 2 free tickets to any Carpenter Square Theater production this season, which now is one show left that opens in next month, called Sordid Lives, a black comedy about white trash.
So let me ask you a question.
Where we get to poke fun at Texans.
Someone wins the trivia contest and doesn't want to go see Sordid Lives.
Yeah.
Will you carry that over to next season or no?
I would have to get permission from the boss.
He'll have to consult with.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were the
management.
boss.
Yeah.
Everybody's got management.
I thought you were the boss.
The gift certificate voucher is good for this season, but I'll see what I can do.
Okay,
I'll see what I can do because
curious.
We have some great shows lined up to start in September, but that's a ways off. So
just
408-608-4377. Scotty, what's our word of the week?
The word is chameleon.
Wonder what that looks like.
Well, I've got some photos of it pulled up on my computer.
All right,
but
turn those
Let's
around.
get a close-up.
But that's not what we're talking about.
No. And well, we all probably know what a chameleon is in the reptilian world,
right?
But in terms of business, that's what we're really talking about.
Oh,
today.
okay.
Because it's a term to denote individuals or businesses with a unique ability to adapt to change in the environment quickly and effectively, to navigate volatile environments, market conditions, or client needs which impose certain demands on a business.
Okay.
So
or on a specific niche in a market.
So now this can be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. All
yes,
right?
that's what I was. I was thinking of the bad thing. So
and that's what we're going to get. And
Well,
that's what we're going to get to.
There are certainly pros and cons.
So a business or a person who changes opinions or behaviors according to a situation. Okay.
Right.
And in the roofing space.
That's interesting.
In the roofing space, we talk about chameleons in ways and terms like this: fly-by-night contractor.
Right.
Chuck in a truck.
Oh, yeah.
Truck and ladder pirate. Storm chaser. Or landlord special. So those are not very positive terms about how someone in the roofing business operates. So the pirate, shape-shifting chameleon, they talk about top-tier workmanship, but they're notorious for cutting corners, leaving the consumers with that 5-year workmanship warranty and no one to fulfill it.
Right.
Okay. So the pirate, that's him. The landlord special, bare minimum, Band-Aids, the lowest price work that can be done, not building the systems roofs that we talk about, not building better, not doing anything that resembles resilience. Bottom feeder. Roofer who targets homeowners with artificially low prices by skipping all the proper details that are required to build a code-compliant roof. So these are the kinds of things we're talking about, and we're trying to get people to look out for the chameleons. You need to do your due diligence. You need to dig deep. You need to make people prove to you that they are who they say they are, and not who they say they are today. Is that consistent with who they have been in practice in the marketplace, and is that what you can count on being delivered tomorrow? So
I have to say, when I read the word, I had a different idea of chameleon in my mind. I thought some more positive things than what we've covered.
Well,
so far.
That's okay.
Let's hear it.
Well, no, I was talking mostly about in terms of an enterprise, any business that that is established and wants to do something well, a business that shifts as needed, pivots as needed to remain competitive in a changing market, in a changing environment, whether that's whatever that has to do with, that imposes pressures on that business. Every business should evolve with time, with different market conditions it's subjected to, and I feel like that's just a natural evolution in any individual or business to survive, to adapt to times that are changing, to different technologies, to different consumer mindsets, even different unique challenges in terms of material availability, of raw material, attitudes about that specific business. Who knows what that could be? So those are the things that I thought Scott was going to talk about when we brought up the word chameleon.
So what Scotty's talking about is that concept of being informed by the marketplace.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with being informed by the marketplace, but at some point in time, if the marketplace is maybe screaming in the roofing space, as an example, we want cheap. Okay, if that's what the marketplace is screaming, you have to have the willpower and the intestinal fortitude like McRoof to stand up and say, cheap is not going to solve your problem. If you want cheap, there's 1,000 other companies out there that will give you cheap. McRoof will not do that. So there's a plus side to being informed by the marketplace. There is a danger to being informed by the marketplace. So anyway.
That makes me remember signs I've seen on various shop walls, whether it's cars or electronic repair or whatever, and it says, good, fast, and cheap. Pick two.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
Can't have everything you want.
Our trivia question still out there. Just let us know, which state do you think had a higher total payout of loss from hail in 2025, other than Oklahoma? There was one state that had more dollars paid out for hail damage than Oklahoma in 2025. Texas, Kansas, Iowa, or Nebraska. 405-608-4377. All right, guys, we have about 30 seconds left. That's not enough time to get into what your week was. So I'll tell you what, let's go ahead and take our first break now.
It is not.
That's
Remember
a good idea.
That you're listening to McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma on Freedom 96.9. He's Scott McCullum. He's Scotty McCullum. I'm Rick Allen Lippert. Retro Radio Randy, ready to take your phone call at 405-608-4377. Which nearby state had higher dollar payout for hail damage in 2025? Texas, Kansas, Iowa, or Nebraska?
You're paying more and getting less when it comes to insurance. Premiums are up, trust is broken. I've spent 25 years in the insurance industry, from claims operations to working with lawmakers and insurance departments across the country. I've seen what works, I've seen what doesn't, and I know we can fix this. We don't need another politician, we need results. No excuses. I'm Chris Meredith, and I'm asking for your vote for Insurance Commissioner on June 16th.
Every property owner knows the pain of rising insurance costs, higher premiums, higher deductibles, and more exclusions than ever before. You may have even received a non-renewal notice or a letter stating your roof no longer meets our underwriting requirements and your policy will be canceled in 30 days. You don't know the condition of your roof, you're not a roofer, but neither does the underwriter, and they're making decisions that affect your coverage. RoofRx brings clarity to where uncertainty once lived. We're not roofers looking for work. We're certified inspectors dedicated to truth and transparency. We combine state-of-the-art imaging with generations of roofing expertise to reveal the true condition of your roof and maximize its remaining life. We turn complex data into a clear prescription: what can be maintained, what needs repaired, and what needs replaced. We perform and document that work for you and your insurance carrier, and provide the peace of mind of lifetime workmanship warranties and money-back guarantees. It's not about replacing roofs. It's about helping you understand the true condition of your roof, mitigate your risk, and protect your insurability. RoofRx, the prescription for your ailing roof.
McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma back on the air for our live call-in show this Saturday morning of June 13th, 2026. On this date, in 1774, the state of Rhode Island became the first colony to prohibit the importation of slaves. And here's some of the most obscure historical trivia I think I've ever found. On this date in 1789, Mrs. Alexander Hamilton served ice cream for dessert to George Washington.
Wow.
Ice cream was
That's
probably
pretty obscure.
Pretty new thing at that time.
Yeah, probably a very novel thing to have in the 1700s.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, Scotty, we're going to get to you. We're going to get you up on the roof here in just a moment. But
Sure.
I need to hear about the week that you guys have had.
Meeting with a lot of insurance adjusters.
Okay.
And too many adjusters to meet. So we're unusually allowing adjusters to get up on roofs without us being present because there's such a volume of insurance claims going on right now that we
understand.
We just can't divide ourselves in half.
Now understand that, we can't clone Scotty, and you wouldn't want to clone me, but we have to understand that we would not let this situation occur if it was not a roof that's in our mind what we call a no-brainer. All right.
Okay.
If
unless it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. The only
if it's
time
not a no-brainer.
In other words, and in this particular case where we've allowed an adjuster to go without us, it's with a particular company that we know exactly how they handle their claims at the higher end of our rating scale, and an adjuster that knows McRoof very, very, very well.
Good.
So we had no concerns about what the outcome of that particular adjustment would be. So anyway, just want to set that out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of adjusters that we aren't familiar with right now because a lot of larger carriers are deploying their catastrophe adjusters, which come in from who knows, Florida and Texas, East Coast, West Coast, everywhere in between. A lot of insurance claims right now after the May 8th hailstorm that affected Chickasha and Minco, Yukon, Northwest OKC, far west OKC, actually El Reno, and then
south and southeast.
And then March 10th storm earlier this year that affected El Reno, Yukon, Bethany, West OKC, Central OKC, out to Jones and Chandler and Wellston.
So, one of the things, Scotty's talking about adjusters, and I know his week was chock full with that and some other things we'll get back to, but one of the things that I get that is a tremendous affirmation for me is I'll be at an on-cue or I'll be having a cup of coffee somewhere, and an adjuster will come up to me and comment to me, introduce themselves. I remember you from, I met you 15 years ago on Rick Lippert's roof, or, that kind of thing. Yeah. And they'll tell their experiences of Johnny and Scotty and Kelvin and Dustin and my folks through the years on the roofs with them, and how much they appreciated McRoof.
Nice.
And the way that we do business. And that is, at the end of the day, our ability to navigate the claims space successfully and without pain, unnecessary pain, that's a great thing. Unfortunately, that's not the norm.
Yeah.
The norm is that we get a CAT adjuster, we get someone who has no knowledge of us, what we do, how we do it. There's not a degree of trust or understanding that if we tell you, and we show you, that it's coming from that place of that deep technical competency in roofing and in claims, and that's where we're coming from. We don't get that with most of the adjusters, but it's really affirming the relationship and the perception that adjusting community has of my teams really means a lot to me. So.
And now we have to get Scotty up on the roof. Hang on, Scotty, it's windy.
Why is he getting up there now?
Because I got a meeting here at 9, so I got a boogie.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, we got to get him up and
you
out.
hadn't been here. You hadn't been here in 3 months, and now you're here for 30 minutes.
All right,
oh
Scotty,
my gosh.
what's your view from the rooftop look like today?
Well, man, it was pretty dicey. It was clear, completely clear skies, beautiful clouds in the skies, and I was driving down to Yukon for this inspection on Wednesday night. It was after the guy got home from work, so we had to work around his work schedule, of course. And
Sure.
And this is an old roof that we did between 12 and 13 years ago.
Okay.
And like I said, the skies were beautiful on my drive down, and then all of a sudden, as I was driving down 344, it really started to darken out west, and I mean, I saw some really bad looking clouds that developed up near the northwest OKC area going into Yukon, and I could see those still clear skies above me. I got up on the roof, talked to this gentleman. This roof was, let's see, yeah, like I said, 12 years old or 13 possibly. Landmark IR, Class 4 impact resistant shingle. It's the old fiberglass format Class 4 shingle. These days, as you know, there aren't a whole lot of manufacturers that still make a fiberglass-based Class 4 shingle. And the title of my segment is Takes a Lickin' and Keeps on Tickin'. And we're not talking about Timex watches. We're talking about McRoof integrity roof systems, certainty integrity roof systems installed by McRoof.
Yep.
Dating back to 18 years ago, going on 18 years. And this one in particular was 13, had been through, just in the last 3 years, has been through 3
major
golf ball plus size hailstorms.
Major. Wow.
Back in 2020, it went through a softball to baseball sized hailstorm.
Wow.
And I did not find a blemish, one distinct blemish on this roof that I could determine was from hail impact suspected.
Wow.
So
not a thing wrong with it. The guy mentioned his attic's getting a little hotter than he would like. The roof is obviously well ventilated, because if it were poorly ventilated, he would not have sustained that hail impact without damage.
Yep.
And so we're potentially gonna retrofit him with some attic breeze solar powered vents and get him evacuate even more of that hot air in his attic to further extend the life of his roof system. But this roof, I mean, every roof in the neighborhood has been replaced at least once, maybe twice in the last 5 years, and not a blemish from hail on this.
So this is really, this is the story of resilience. This is what people don't understand. This is when I came to Oklahoma and announced what I was going to do. We're going to build certainty integrity roof systems. We're going to show everyone we meet impact resistant shingle. We have been installing those systems since 2010 in Oklahoma, and Scotty and I were talking at breakfast this morning trying to figure out how many of those landmark roofs have we actually replaced. And I said, I mean, is it
could be about a dozen to a dozen and a half.
I said,
the
is
best
it
that we can
20? Is it 25 out of thousands and thousands and thousands of roofs? Scotty said, no, I don't think it's that many, Dad. Okay, so when you take that, and people talk about asphalt shingle roofs are disposable, it's a commodity, it's going to get replaced again in a few years anyway. There's no reason for that.
No, it doesn't have to be.
There's no reason for that. If you take a premium shingle, if you properly ventilate it, properly install it, it's going to perform.
So I told this guy when I got off the roof, the good news, he was smiling from ear to ear because he was a little nervous too, knowing all the storms that it has been through.
Yeah.
And I told him, this is my favorite part of my job, is being able to give people from back a decade and a half ago or more this kind of news. It's a good feeling.
It is. McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma. Taking a break now for the news. Our trivia question still out there. What is the one state near Oklahoma that has had a higher dollar amount payout for hail damage in 2025? Texas, Kansas, Iowa, or Nebraska? 405-608-4377.
We're talking about news and opinions from DC to OKC. We're Oklahoma's talk radio. The new Freedom 96.9. Freedom969.com and on the Freedom app. Freedom
weather. Here's your Oklahoma City AccuWeather forecast. Today, expect increasing winds as temperatures rise to a high of 95 degrees with a mix of clouds and sunshine. Tonight will be breezy with mostly cloudy skies and high humidity. Showers and a thunderstorm are likely with the potential for localized damaging wind gusts, hail, and heavy downpours. The low will be around 69 degrees. Tomorrow will bring mostly cloudy conditions with a chance of showers and a heavy thunderstorm. The temperature will reach a high of 73 degrees. With your Oklahoma City AccuWeather forecast, I'm meteorologist Jason Caterina.
The views and opinions expressed in this broadcast are solely those of the speakers and other contributors. These views and opinions do not necessarily represent those of this station. The new Freedom 96.9, Oklahoma's talk radio.
McRoof Fortifies, Oklahoma, back on the air for the second half of this morning's live call-in show on Saturday, June the 13th. And on this date in 1854, Anthony Foss of Philadelphia patented the first U.S. accordion because he made improvements to both the keyboard and to enhance the sound. I don't know how he made it quieter, but on this date in 1866, the U.S. House of Representatives passed the 14th Amendment, guaranteeing civil rights. And then, this is really odd, believe it or not, this actually used to be a thing, but on June the 13th, 1920, the U.S. Post Office stated that children could no longer be sent through the parcel post mail.
I'm not sure I get that.
Well, you could mail your children to relatives. Anyway, our trivia question is still out there. Verisk, the leading provider of insurance analytics and data for carriers, identifies 2 states as having a higher percentage of roofs impacted by hail in 2025 than we did here in Oklahoma. But only one of those 2 states actually had a higher total loss payout than Oklahoma. Which state are they referring to? Texas, Kansas, Iowa, or Nebraska? If you think you know the answer, give us a call, 405-608-4377, because Scott wants to talk more about Verisk and why that's important to us.
Okay.
And so we need someone to call and keep this ball rolling.
Well, that's all right.
But while we're waiting for that call to come in, Scott, you wanted me to ask you about the generational customers that McRoof has.
Oh,
because
this is so cool.
The roof that Scotty is going to go look at right now is the roof of a son of a previous customer.
So here's the story. So Scotty skipped out. He's gone, doing what Scotty does. And Scotty's the greatest relationship guy that we've got.
He really is.
He's on his way to sign a contract. This is all
okay.
Over. He's
all
going
right.
to sign a contract.
All right.
So he's out to do that. This is a home in Yukon. Young man, son of one of my wheat farmer friends and longtime customers out near Kingfisher.
Okay.
In the 12 or 15 years that have passed, we've done the roof for the father. We've done the roof for the sister or the daughter of the father. We've done the roof for the father and mother of the father. So, and now we're getting ready to do the roof for the son. So this is such a cool thing when this plays like this. And I've got to tell you that it plays like this because of the unreasonable hospitality that my family and the McRoof family show people.
Yeah.
And we have clients like this all over Oklahoma. We have a family down on the south side that we've done brothers and sisters and moms and dads and grandpas and aunts and uncles and other. I mean, it just is the most, that's the way it should be. It always struck me as odd when I very first got in the roofing space that I would sit at a coffee table with a husband and wife, and I would ask them about their experiences with roofing industry, their experiences with other contractors. Who did your last roof, and why are they not sitting here with you today?
Yeah.
And it was so obvious to me how broken that was, how transactional the roofing industry, or insurance restoration in particular, had become. And to McRoof, no one is a transaction. Everyone is a human being that we are entering into a relationship with. And people that don't care about that, think that's just all fluff or superfluous or whatever, they don't need to call McRoof, because that's what you're going to get. If all you care about, I just want a dang roof and I want it cheap and I want it now, please don't call us, okay?
Okay.
Because we want to be in relationship. We want to be able to nurture that and grow that and have it being meaningful to you. Let's talk about the guy in Yukon who does not have to replace his 13-year-old roof.
Yeah.
He's not paying a deductible. Deductibles are not low nowadays. Assume it's a modest home. Assume his deductible is $2,500. He's not paying that. He has received a discount from his insurance carrier for the last 13 years. Add it all up, folks.
Because of his impact-resistant roof.
Absolutely. Add it all up. Resilience, building better, doesn't cost you money. It saves you money. He may have paid us back in the day $1,000 for his IR upgrade. Okay? Look what he has saved in the last 13 years. When Scotty just got done telling you, a lot of his neighborhood has had 2 or 3 roofs in the last 13 years.
Yeah.
That's 2 or 3 deductibles.
Right.
And that's 13 years of discounts on your insurance.
And
premium.
just the hassle of having pardon me, but having a roofing crew banging around on your house and in your yard for a few days. It's not, I mean, a root canal is only a couple of hours, and
and then you get over it.
Yeah. Hey, we have Jackie on the line for the trivia question.
All right, hey Jackie.
Hey Jackie, are you there?
Hey, good morning.
How are you?
Yes, I am.
How are you this morning?
Doing very well, thank you.
Good.
All right. So, which state do you think had the higher payout than Oklahoma did in 2025 due to hail damage? Texas, Kansas?
Well, I'm kind of going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say Iowa.
Oh, Jackie, I'm sorry.
Good guess.
That is a good. They're all good guesses.
Well, I know the storm trends have kind of been going that direction lately, and so I thought this year might be when Iowa got a lot of hail.
Yeah, they have.
And quite honestly, in 2025, Iowa was not one of the top 5 states in the Verisk report.
All right, well, that's good news for them.
Absolutely, but not so much for Oklahoma.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day.
Thank you,
All right, Jackie, thank you so much. All right, so that reduces the chances, or reduces the choices, rather. So Texas, Kansas, or Nebraska, which of those states had a higher dollar amount payout in 2025 for hail damage?
Hey, while we've got just a second,
okay,
let's jump on the election.
Oh,
for just
by
a
all
second,
means,
so
yes, that's coming up.
So we don't miss it. Okay?
That's coming up Tuesday.
Actually, people can vote until 2:00 today. Early voting closes at 2:00 today. Now, if you're an independent, you cannot vote.
Yeah, you're out of luck.
Yeah, but if you are not an independent, then you can go vote. This election is super, super important overall, but this election is really important from my viewpoint in everything that affects insurance, the insurance restoration industry, the roofing industry, the claims environment, insurance regulation. This election for insurance commissioner for the state of Oklahoma is super, super important. Please, please go and vote. These elections, oftentimes primary elections, very, very poor turnout, all right, very low turnout. These elections are often determined by just a handful of votes.
Boy, isn't that
so
the truth.
Don't sit at home and not go let your voice be heard. I think the insurance commissioner, the attorney general race are hugely important to the future of insurance in the state of Oklahoma. You need to look at the candidates. You know that I have said that I back Chris Meredith for insurance commissioner, and there are a number of reasons why. We sent out a blast email to our McRoof family.
I got it.
Unbelievable response. We were overwhelmed, blown away by the people who reached out to us, thanking us for doing that and telling us that they were voting and supporting Chris, that kind of thing. So that was, but we also had people who called and asked, well, where does Scott stand on other elections? So when we talk about the McRoof family, it really is a beautiful extended family. It's built on trust. It's built on integrity. It's built on just treating people the way that you would want to be treated. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Please go vote. And if it's in your heart to vote for Chris Meredith, vote for Chris Meredith. If you have someone else that you want to vote for, make sure your voice is heard.
But just go out and vote.
Absolutely.
It pains me to see election after election the low percentage of total population that goes out. It is the right that we have. It's one of the rights that we have that is so sacred to Americans.
Well, it's what. It's what our holidays are about. It's what Memorial Day, and it's what those people all died for. It's what the Veterans Day, it's what they all fought for.
Exactly.
What we celebrate on the 4th of July. I mean, please do your patriotic duty.
Last week it was the anniversary of D-Day.
Right.
And
have you seen Pressure yet? It is incredible.
That's what I hear.
That's what
incredible. Now, I don't recall. I know my father fought in World War II. Mm-hmm. My father-in-law was, he landed in France D-Day +2.
Hmm. So Wanda's dad was a Band of Brothers, Battle of the Bulge paratrooper.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So just anyway, it's amazing.
Well, let's get to our friend Benny, who has a pretty good shot at the trivia question.
He's got a 1 in 3 shot. I'm going to say he's going to blow this. Go right ahead, buddy.
All right.
In all likelihood, it's like swinging at the pinata blindfolded.
Okay, there you go.
But before.
Yeah.
Chameleon.
Yeah.
Career politicians.
There you go. And quite honestly, no, I'm not going to say it. You just go ahead, Benny.
Well, also you can vote as an independent, but only on the state questions.
Oh, yeah, right.
All right, Benny, we got to go to break. What's your answer? Texas, Kansas, or Nebraska?
Again, blind swing, Kansas.
Well.
Ding, 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 ding.
Really?
Blind hog found an acorn. Oh,
right.
My God.
Well, I don't lose another 5 pounds this week.
Oh, my God. Oh, wow. Well, we'll talk about it when we come back from the break, okay?
All right.
Thanks again,
All right,
fellas.
buddy. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, Benny. All right. When we come back from our break, you'll hear more about Verisk, the leading provider of insurance analytics and data for carriers, and why that information is important to Oklahoma about hail loss and dollar amount payout. You're listening to McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma on Freedom 96.9. I'm Rick Allen Lippert. He's Scott McCullum. Sitting across the table, answering the phone, Retro Radio Randy. Give us a call, 405-608-4377.
You're paying more and getting less when it comes to insurance. Premiums are up, trust is broken. I've spent 25 years in the insurance industry, from claims operations to working with lawmakers and insurance departments across the country. I've seen what works, I've seen what doesn't, and I know we can fix this. We don't need another politician, we need results. No excuses. I'm Chris Meredith, and I'm asking for your vote for Insurance Commissioner on June 16th.
Homer Stacy was a wholesome, good American kid from Texas. At the age of 18, he enlisted in the United States Army Horse Cavalry and was stationed at Fort Bliss. Homer was fascinated with aircraft, so he went to flight school and became an Army Air Corps pilot. Homer Stacy flew a Convair B-24 Liberator, the Yankee Doodle Dandy on November 11, 1943, when his crew, along with 31 other bombers, destroyed a ball-bearing plant in occupied France. On a return trip, a mechanical failure caused the Yankee Doodle Dandy to drop out of formation, leaving it vulnerable, and shortly thereafter, 7 German Me-109s shot down the plane near Andano, Italy. 4 crew members were killed on board, the others parachuted. 1 was captured and taken prisoner. Homer was among the remaining 5 who made it to Switzerland and returned to duty. Homer Stacy survived World War II, the Korean War, and retired after 23 years of service with many awards and commendations, including the Distinguished Flying Cross, the Purple Heart, and multiple air medals. Homer Stacy McCollum, Scott McCollum's dad. Scott McCollum is McRoof. McRoof.us is owned and operated by the McCollum family, an honorable, trustworthy red, white, and blue family. If you want to fortify your property, call McRoof.us at 405-877-4663. Ask for your complimentary roof inspection performed by a credentialed Hague residential inspector. McRoof.us, saving lives and protecting property by fortifying Oklahoma, one roof at a time. McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma back on the air for the final segment of this morning's live call-in show on Freedom 96.9. On this date of June 13th, 1966, the U.S. Supreme Court decided that suspects must be informed of their rights with the Miranda decision. 1 year later, speaking of the Supreme Court, Thurgood Marshall was nominated as the first African-American Supreme Court justice. And 30 years later, 1997, on this date, jurors in the Oklahoma City bombing trial sentenced Timothy McVeigh to death. Okay, there we go. So, Scott.
Yep, I'm here.
Verisk.
Okay.
Tell us about the Verisk company.
Well, again, Verisk is the leading data and analytical, out of Insurance Services Office, who provides all of this data to insurance carriers. All right. They do all kinds of modeling on, predictions and different things. And that's what Verisk really does. It accumulates all of this data and reports it to the insurance company. So they're talking in this particular report is from a report entitled The State of America's Roofs. And it goes through everything from the age of roofs. It goes through the zones where the severe convective storms have the most impact. It goes through what the steps forward to harden the environment, what steps insurance carriers take. We all see those all the time. We see higher deductibles. We see non-recoverable depreciation. We see limited coverages and exclusions, all of those kinds of things, creating that ever-increasing, what I refer to as a donut hole, that portion of that roof replacement that you as a consumer are ultimately going to have to pay out of your pocket. And where that all leads you, quite honestly, is it leads you directly to what RoofRx, what McRoof.us, powered by RoofRx, what that all really means and where it's all headed. It is headed in the direction of changing the conversations from after the storm to the conversations that are had before the storm about how we go in and inspect and how we repair and how we reduce risk. And we can do that on any roof, okay? Now, obviously, there are going to be a certain percentage of roofs out there that are going to be what we would consider end of life or have such structural functional damage to them they need to be replaced. That could be a result of one of our inspections. But more often than that, our inspections lead us to conclusions that are not a replacement of a roof. They are something that is going to extend the life of that roof or reduce the risk for both the owner and the carrier for some reasonable period of time where it makes economic sense to make that investment. Okay, and that's really where we're going. Is we're going to that place where consumers need to understand. You don't need to understand insurance. You don't need to understand insurance restoration. You don't need to understand roofing. You need to understand the condition on your roof at your property. That's what you need to know.
Really all you need to know.
That's what you need to know. And then once you have that, through the prescriptions that RoofRx prepares, you have a path forward. That path forward may say, this roof needs nothing but to be monitored and maintained. This roof needs minor repairs. This roof needs more major repairs. This roof needs ventilation corrections. Or this roof actually is not repairable. It is end of life. It is not economically reasonable to continue investing in the roof that you have. Now, if that's what the outcome is and that's what you're told, that is, you now know what's in front of you. Okay, so now you know that ultimately this replacement's going to have to take place, and now you're figuring out, okay, how do all the financial pieces go into place? How am I going to build back better? How am I going to build a Code Plus resilient roof so I'm not in this situation again? Let's go through this Verisk report on severe hail. Severe hail defined as hail over 1 inch, okay? The top 5 states for severe hail in 2025. Arkansas had 41.9% of all of their roofs impacted.
Wow.
41.9%. Oklahoma had 44.4% of all of our roofs impacted.
Big or wow?
South Dakota had 44.4% of all of their roofs impacted. Nebraska had 47.1% of all of their roofs impacted, and Kansas had 51.8%.
Wow.
Over 1 out of every 2 roofs in Kansas sustained 1 inch or greater hail in the calendar year 2025. Okay? That's pretty mind-blowing. When you talk about we live at ground zero for the most severe convective storms on the planet, that's where we live, folks. That's what Tornado Alley and the Hail Belt are. And these are the results of that. Now in Kansas actually paid out on those on that 51.8% impacted. The payout on those roofs was $2.2 billion in 2025. That is the only state that paid out more dollars than Oklahoma did for those hail impacted roofs, at $2.0 billion in 2025. And a lot of people, kind of in our own shell, with our heads kind of in the sand a little bit, we might not have even recognized that 2025 was a very severe hail year. A lot of people think, well, we didn't have much hail in 2025. There it is, 44.4% of every roof impacted by over 1 inch hail, $2 billion of payout in Oklahoma in 2025. Why does this matter to you? Because your value goes up, your deductible goes up with it, your coverage goes down, your actual cash value policy at 10 years on most companies instead of a replacement cost policy. All of these things are making your financial participation in the replacement of your next roof is every single day higher than it was today. Okay? So if you don't, with the opportunities, we talk about this in Chickasha, Oklahoma, we talk about it in Yukon, Oklahoma, we talk about it in these places that have been impacted this year in Elk City and out west places. If you're not taking this opportunity to build back better, here's what you do. You put your deductible in a pot. You put the insurance company's money in the pot once someone helps you get that claim exactly where it should be. And then you take and you put every dime you can muster into the pot to build back better, to build a roof that will stand up to what Mother Nature throws at us in Oklahoma. We've told you the stories today of how McRoof has been doing that for years and years and years, and the money that it saves. It's a cost today. It is an investment in the future, and it will save you money every single day for as long as that roof is on your property. That's the way we need to look at roofing.
Before we get to the After the Storm tip, I need to remind you that S&CM LLC, doing business as McRoof.us, legally operates under Oklahoma registration number 8000002, and that the registration applies to both residential and commercial roofing. After the Storm, brought to you by Roof RX.
Okay, so this is going to be real easy. In the last 3 weeks in Roof RX, we have saved a cancellation. In other words, a policy had been canceled, was reinstated. We have guaranteed a renewal for a client. We have had a claim increase by over $300,000. We have performed repairs in Florida in network, and in Pittsburgh in network, and in Connecticut in network, and of course all over Texas and Oklahoma. These people have secured their insurability going forward because their producers and their carriers have records and documentation of every single thing that Roof RX in networks have done on those roofs, and those people's insurability is protected. We have clients who we have been able to get premiums reduced based on our Roof RX inspection. We have a client who had a 12-year-old roof that was at actual cash value. We gave them our report. The roof looked like the day I installed it. The carrier put them back on a replacement cost policy. Get your Roof RX prescription written today.
Okay, and then quickly, Dad's wisdom.
Not from Dad, but changing the status quo does not come with paved roads. You have to build your own.
Build your own roads. You've been listening to episode number 62 of McRoof Fortifies Oklahoma on Freedom 96.9. Thank you, Scott McCullum.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Scotty McCullum. Thank you, Retro Radio Randy.
Yes, sir.
Off probation for a little while.
For 2 words.
I'm Rick Allen. I'm Rick Allen Lippert. We'll see you next week.
KQOB Enid, Oklahoma City, 2026. A celebration of freedom and the open road. Oklahoma's talk radio. The new Freedom 96.9.